ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
ਕੀ
ਜੀ ਕੀ
ਫਤਿਹ
ਫਤਿਹ।
ਤੇ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਜੋ ਹਮਰੀ ਬਿਦ ਹੋਤੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਸਾਬਿਦ ਤੁਮ ਹਰ ਜਾਨੋ ਆਪੇ हम रुलते फिरते कोई बात न पूछता गुर सतगुर संग की रे हम थापे गुर सतगुर संग की रे हम थापे। परम सत्कारयोग गुरु प्यारी गुरु सवारी गुरु रूप साध संगत जी, वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। संगत जी, as we were talking about the life of self-willed person, Manmukh. Now, anybody can be a Manmukh. We all have been living that life in our past years, right? So, when we talk about Manmukhs, we can also look within us that are we doing the same thing as Satguru is explaining about Manmukh, the self-willed person? If we are, then we can learn from it. So before we continue talking about the life that these five thieves literally force people to live as a Manmukh. The word force is not appropriate word because you do have free will to choose from. But these five thieves are very clever, very powerful. It's very hard to understand their tricks until you come and sit in the Sangat. It's literally impossible to understand how they operate. So before we go on to continue with this Akath Katha, I like to familiarize you with some of the words that we use during the Akath Katha, so that when those words comes and we know what Satguru is talking about. So within us there is a whole family, whole team created by Vaheguru, and is sitting within us, is residing in every single person. And that team is Atma, Man, Dharmarai, Chitragupt, Jam, Kal, Dragon. So Atma is our soul, and man means mind, and our mind is the main player. So this working capital, which is our breath, is given to our mind to play this game of life. And then the thermrai. The thermrai is in charge of keeping account of our breaths because there certain amount of breaths are given to each and every one. Where we spend those breaths to keep account of that is the duty of the thermrai. He's got this big ledger where he record all the deeds that we do. That's his duty. Now, thermrai is also called Jamraj at the end of one's life when he order and uses these five thieves as the messenger of death, these jums, and that's why Thermarai is called Jamraj at that point. He's got multiple duties. And then the Chitragupt. Chitra means picture, photo. Gupt means secret. So Chitragupt is a secret service for Vahiguruji or for Thermarai. Because Chitragupt takes pictures, he record videos. At the end of our life, sometime there is a life review, and then you can see it in video what you have done in your life, and you'll be the judge of it. So he's very secretly records everything where we spend each and every breath, and he reports it to Thermrai. Then Thermrai records it into the ledger. Then the jums. These jums are messenger of death. Then call. Now call is very powerful. We are here to play this game of life in the territory of Kal. Khand, Patal, Deep, Sab Lova, Kale Vas, Sab Aap Prabh Kiya. All of this is under Kal, and he is the in charge, and he's got this government of dragon. Rajgun, Tamgun, Satgun Kaiye, E Teri Sab Maya. This is illusion. The three qualities of Maya is under Kal. And these five thieves, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, the lust, greed, anger, attachment, all of these are the government of Kal. He uses these five thieves, and these five thieves are with everyone at all times. That's why end of our life they play the role of jums, the messengers of death. So they are there at all times. Now, when we say Manmukh, Manmukh is a self-willed person who do everything according to his own will, who does not believe in Nam, does not believe completely in God either. His God is, he's got a different definition of God. That's Manmukh, self-willed person. The Gurmukh word Gurmukh is person who lives his life according to Guru's teaching. That's Gurmukh. But the deeper definition of Gurmukh is जिसे नवाजै गुरमुख साजे नाम वसै तिस अनहद वाजे तिस ही सुख तिस ही ठुकराई तिस न आवे जम नेड़ा. That's the definition of the Gurmukh, who's attuned with Naam, who has blessed with Naam by Vaheguruji. Now, I usually use this word Pavan. Now, the Pavan is the air that we breathe. That's Pavan. So, we have Atma, which is our soul, Man is our mind, the main player, Tharmrai, Tharmrai is in charge of keeping our account of our breath. Then the Chitragupt makes videos secretly what we do during the day or during our all life. Jums are the messengers of death. Kal is appointed in charge of this whole universe where we come to play the game of life. And three qualities of Maya is called Tragun or Maya. So these Tragons are Tragun Kale ki Sirkara. This is the government of Kal. Now, Sadhguru says the whole world is put in prison of Maya, called it, says Tehi Guni Sab Jag Bandhi Kal Ko Bin Gur Kal Afar. The whole world is tied up in Kal's prison, Bandi Khana. Only the Guru is free. So if we don't listen to Guru or use Guru's teaching to live our life, it's impossible to get out of that prison. Tehi Guni Sansar Param Sutta, Sutya Ranvihani. The whole world is sleeping in three qualities of Maya, in illusion, and they're spending all their life in sleep. Since the Guru is the only one who's awake, everyone should seek help from Satguru. But Manmukh, unfortunately, doesn't believe in that. So we are going to continue looking at the life of Manmukh. So what Manmukh does, he does read holy scriptures, but he set a time that I'll read at this time 3 times a day, but he reads in Maya. What Satguru says, Pustak Path, Vyakaran Vakhana, Sandhya Karam, Tikal Karai, Bin Gur Shabad Mukt Kahan Purani, Ram Naam Bin Urj Marai. So self-willed person set some time aside for prayers 3 times a day, Sadhguru says. He also study grammar, read scriptures, but in Maya. He doesn't understand what scripture says, what Satguru says. Satguru says, but without the word of Guru's Shabad, where is liberation? There is no liberation without the word of God, if you don't understand. So without Nam, Manmukh is entangled and dies. Because this self-willed person is reading Gurbani or any holy scripture in Tragun, he doesn't understand the essence, the true message of Gurbani. Tragun padhe, har tat na jane, mulu pulle, gur shabd na pachane. They read about three qualities of Maya. They read in three qualities of Maya. That's why they don't know the essence reality of the Lord. They forget the primal Lord, Vaheguru, the source of all. They do not recognize the word of the Gurus, the teaching of the Guru, what Guru is teaching. Being in Maya, they are always in illusion. Now they also, this kind of Manmukh also goes into Sangat. But that Sangat is not true Sangat. The true Sangat is Satsangat kaisi janiye, jithe eko naam vakhaniye. The true Sangat is where you only talk about Sach and Naam. That is the true Sangat, Satguru says. But Manmukh goes into the Sangat of fake saints because all they say what Manmukh wants to hear. Those fake saints, Satguru describes them in Gurbani Guru. Satguru says, At Sundar, Kuleen, Chatur, Mukh Gyani, Tanvant, Mirtak ਕਈ ਹੈ ਨਾਨਕਾ ਜੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਗਵੰਤ. They may be, these fake saints, Sadhguru says, may be good looking, well dressed, well spoken in three qualities of Maya. But Sadhguru says, even then, he is looked upon as a corpse, a dead body. If he does not have love for God, these fake saints, they don't know anything about God. Their God is something else. So Sadhguru is describing how they look smart. They get this knowledge of Maya, not Nam. So this is where this Manamuk goes. And he's happy that he's doing these religious duties. And that's illusion. That's the whole trick of Kal. Make you think that you are doing the right thing. That's why these Manamuks, if you tell them otherwise, they would not listen to you because they think that what they are doing is right. That's the whole point. This call is very clever. He makes you believe that whatever you are doing is the best thing you can do. as a religious person. You can do all the religious rituals and be happy. And that's what Manmukh does. So when this kind of person goes to Gurudwara Sahib, and what he does, he goes, offers some money to Satguru. He stands up still, pulls out his list of things that he wants from Satguru, starts reading it. He does that almost every time. He goes in front of Satguru Shri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj. But Satguru sees him and says, "Here comes the thug." And Satguru says, "Thug drisht, bagga, levalaga." Satguru's telling him right on his face. He said, "You look like a thug, presenting to do meditation." Sadhguru says, because he stands still, does not move. It seems like he's doing meditation. You pose like a crane, Sadhguru says. You know, the crane, he always, because he's got to feed itself and goes to these ponds or these rivers, it stands there still, does not move so he can catch little fishes or frogs to eat. And that's what this Manmukh is doing in front of Sadhguru, trying to catch something that he can eat, asking Sadhguru, reading the list of things that he wants from Sadhguru, and Sadhguru calls him a thug, a crane. But he doesn't listen because Manmukh's mind is at sleep. Sadhguru is awake. Until you stand in front of Sadhguru, until your mind is awake, you won't understand. You cannot even talk to Sadhguru. Sadhguru can listen what you are saying in your head, but you don't know that Sadhguru is looking at you. Sadhguru knows what you are doing, and Sadhguru also knows that you are not praying to Sadhguru, you are praying to his slave call, his servant call, because your prayers are not going all the way to Sadhguru. You have to cross that boundary to talk with Sadhguru. And what Sadhguru says, Thakur showed dasi ko simrehe manmukh and agyana हर की भगत करहे तिन निंदेहे निगुरे pashu samana. Sadhguru saying, you are standing in front of me and praying to my servant, my slave Kal, forsaking me and going to call. And Sadhguru says, you slander to my other children who do simran. And this kind of manmukhs always gets angry if they see somebody is doing Nam Simran. And Sadhguru says, you are like a beast without a guru. When you don't have a guru in your life, you're like an animal, you're like a beast, Sadhguru says. Because there is nothing different that Manmukh does, what animals don't do. Eat, sleep, reproduce, and die. If that's all humans are doing, then they're not doing anything different than all these other creatures do. That's what Sadhguru is saying here. And then Sadhguru says, next day, when this Manmukh goes in front of Sadhguru, he does the same thing, and now Sadhguru is telling him in commanding voice because he doesn't listen. He sits in Sangat in front of Satguru Shri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj, and the servants uh, o- of Satguru, these parties, Granthis, and these Gurmukhs who's doing kirtan, they are reading the hukam of Satguru, the order of Satguru in Gurbani. They are reading Gurbani, letting this Manmukh know what Satguru is saying, but he doesn't listen. And then Satguru says, Murak andhe traigun seve, maya ke vyavhari, andar kapat udhar paran ke tai, paठ पढ़े गवारी. He says, you blind fool, you are serving three qualities of Maya. You are dealing only with Maya. With deception in your heart, fools read sacred text to fill their bellies. Sadhguru says. You are reading Gurbani three times a day, so you can fill your belly. You can gain some profit of this worldly things. That's all. There is no love for God. That's what Manmukh does. Read Gurbani, do religious rituals, thinks that he can please Satguru. Satguru is not pleased that way. These things are nothing. The only thing that we are here for to get Naam. And Satguru ke kar keval Naam. Sadhguru says, I have a wealth of Naam, and you are not asking for it. You come here every day, but you don't ask for Naam. You're asking for other things that I put call in charge of. So when you ask other than Naam, you're asking call for these things. And those other things are meant to be yours anyways. When time comes, call has to give you. Pita kirpalu agyaye kini barak mukh mange so dena. So Satguru, our Father, is so merciful. He already given to call everything that we need in this life, and in order call that every time my child asks for something, just give it to him. And at that point, Kal has no choice. He is under the hukum of Wahiguru, and he's doing his duty very well. And Sadhguru says, just because you don't have true Sangat, that's why you have all this illusion and you're living your life like a beast. And the true Lord, Satguru, Vaheguru, Almighty God, who created everything, you don't know him. You don't try to even know, find out who created you. Satguru says, Bin Sangati, sab aise rahe, jaise pashu tor, jin kite, tise na janai, bin naam sab chor. Everyone's thief, considered thieves without Naam. If you don't have Naam, you're a thief because you don't have permission to live in Kal's territory. If you don't have Naam, so you are a thief. If you go to certain countries and you don't have a visa, they can catch you and put you in prison, right? Rightfully so, because you're a thief. So Satguru says, Jinni naam visarya bahu karma kamave hor नानक जम पर बद्धे मारिया है जो सन्नी ऊपर चोर. Now Sadhguru says those who has forgotten Naam and doing lots of other deeds without Naam, they will they will be beaten like a thief who's caught stealing. So जिन्नी नाम विसारिया बहु कर्म कमावै होर नानक जम पर बद्धे मारिया है जो सन्नी ऊपर चोर. So if you have forgotten Naam and doing all of other deeds during your life, these messengers of death will catch you and beat you like if you see somebody's if somebody's get caught stealing something and people how people beat them, that's how you will be beaten once you get caught at the end of your life. Satguru is warning because after all, we are all sons and daughters of Vaheguru Even you are Manmukh, you are still a child of Vaheguru. Vaheguru concerned and wants the best for you. But Manmukh does not listen. There is all kind of different ways that are provided to Manmukh to know what he's here for. But he just chooses his own well and he chooses not to listen. Because Manmukh sleeps in these three qualities of Maya, that's why he's punished at the end of his life. There is no other reason. Because the world is burning in the fire of duality, Sadhguru says. Durmat agan jagat par jare. The whole world is burning in the fire of duality. So much fear, fear of everything else but Vaheguru. People don't fear Vaheguru. Without fear, you cannot love Vaheguru. Pੈ ਬਿਨ ਭਾਉ ਨਾ ਉਪਜੈ. Manmukh fears everything else. Everything. His whole life is fearful. But he doesn't fear Vaheguru. That's why Durmat Agan Jagat, the whole world is burning, Sadhguru says. Not just one person. Almost whole world is in illusion. So Guru Pyareo, when everyone is sent to play this game of life here on this earth, everyone's given certain amount of breaths to take. This is our working capital. So when this working capital is used up, we'll have to die, meaning we'll have to empty this physical body and go back where we came from. And that's certain. What Sadhguru says, Marna likhaye mandal meh hai. Everyone's death is destined when we come into this world. It's already written that we are going to die and when we are going to die. Because there is only certain amount of breaths and days that we're going to live here. It's not going to increase or decrease. And we know that. all around us, our friends, relatives are passing away, taking nothing with them. But still, the illusion is so powerful, we can't admit that yes, we are going to die too. We think others are going to die. We are not going to die. This is what Manmukh thinks all the time. At least not now, maybe 80, 90 years later. But Sadhguru says, Hum aadmi hain, ekdami. We are the man of single breath. If very next breath Sadhguru doesn't give us the very next breath, the game is over. Done. Nothing else matters. So there is a ladder that is given to us before Sadhguru sent us here. And that ladder, that node is have this detail of how many breaths we're going to take. If we go back within that time, we have won this game. But if we don't, then what happens is that Sadhguru is explaining Jinki chiri dargah pati tinna marna pai. Chiri is a ladder. So in the court of Lord, when that when they send us here, they keep one copy of that letter there. So this is what Sadhguru is saying, Jinki chiri dargah pati tinna marna pai. So whose letter is throned in in the court of Lord, in Dargah, in the house of Lord, those are the one who's going to die. Their time is up, because those are the ones who never get back within the time. And now the new letter, new notice is given to Jamraj, to Dharmrai, to go get this child home. How these agents of Jamraj, who is Dharmrai, who, the messengers of death comes and show this notice to our mind. A mind is at sleep, right? Our mind doesn't know that they are here reading this notice, but they read. What do they say? Now, Sadhguru also explaining that when that ladder comes, when that notice comes, it doesn't matter who you are, you'll have to go. Sadhguru says, Chiri jaki na firai, Sahib so parwan, Chiri jiski chalana, Mir Malk Salar, Jyotis Pana Nanaka, Sai Palikar. Sadhguru says his decrees cannot be challenged. He is our supreme Lord and Master. When that notice, when the ladder comes, you cannot challenge that. That is it. By his decree, even kings, noble, and commanders must go. Doesn't matter who you are here. You may be a commander of an army, noble person, or a king. When that notice comes, you'll have to go. Sadhguru is warning us. One should do the deeds that praises Vaheguru. Sadhguru says. One should do the deeds that praises or pleases Vaheguru, as we all do. Naam Japana, sharing with others, doing honest earnings, loving others, forgiving others. These are some of the karmas, deeds that we can do to please Vaheguru, to improve ourselves. After all, we are here to demonstrate God within us, but we are demonstrating Satan, killing each other, pulling each other's legs, slandering each other, hating each other, like we are going to be here forever. Not understanding these very basic things that we are going to die one day. What are we fighting for? Let's get together and try to figure out a way out where we don't have to die again. But this is something too much for Manmukh to understand. Now, Satguru is explaining this in a very, very simple way. And all of this Akath Katha is in Gurbani Guru. And Gurmukhs had explained this over and over again. Gurmukhs has explained this before. And today we are going over it. I'm trying to share with you guys so you know that what Satguru, how much love Satguru has for us. Look how much detail Satguru is giving us. This detail is of the other side, and that's true. Now, when these messengers of death comes and they start to read the notice that Vaheguru has sent to call this one child home, what do they say? Amal Sirano Lekha Dena, आए कठन दूत जम लेना क्या था खटिया कहाँ गवाया चलो सिदाब दीवान बुलाया चल दर हाल दीवान बुलाया हर फरमान दरगे का आया. Now they are reading this, they are saying your time is up, you will have to give your account. These hard hearted messengers of death has come to take you away. Sadhguru says, what have you earned and what have you lost? You have to give this account. And then they say, come immediately. You are summoned to his court, the court of Lord Vaheguru. They don't give him much time. Then they again say, get going, because he doesn't listen. He's asleep. He doesn't know. The mind is sleeping in Maya, does not know that these messengers are here reading the hukum of Vaheguru to take him back. He does not know that. Still asleep. And they say, get going, come. Come just as you are, they say. There is no time to change or do anything. The order has come from the court of the Lord, they say. But Manmukh is asleep. He doesn't know. So what happens is that then they have this stick in their hand that they uses to wake this mind up. They hit him on his head to wake him up. When he wakes up, he says, where am I? They say, you are in our hand now. You cannot run away. What do they say? Sadhguru says, Jam ko dand pareo sir upar tab sovat te jageo. When he wakes up, says, Kahan hot? Ab kya pashtaye shootat nahi payo. This is you cannot run away now. When he wakes up, that's when they they untie that knot where these three things are put together, right? Sukham Murat, Nam Niranjan, Kaya Ka Akar. If you have been with me listening all the kathas, you know where this knot is. That's one these messengers of God untied. They unties it at the end of our life. Whether you are Gurmukh or Manmukh, this is what they do. And they are saying Khulli Gant Utho, Likhya Aya Ram. They say we have untied the knot, get up, the order has come. The order of Waheguru has come. Let's go. Your knot is open. Now, these messengers of God cannot stay close to this man child. They are ordered by Waheguru to run away and stay away as far as where they don't hear this Anhad Shabad, this Tur, this Kingri Shabad, because this Tur is so loud when this knot is open. They are ordered to stay away because our Father is so merciful. He gives us another chance at the end of our life that if we can follow this unstruck sound of Grant, this tour, that tour is coming from God's mouth. If we follow that tour, we can go back home, we can go back to Waheguru and be liberated, regardless of what you have done during your past, during your lifetime. Look how merciful Waheguru is. He's still giving you chance, regardless of what you have done in your life. He's giving you chance to come back home at the very last breath. These messengers of God are standing far away, where they don't hear this Shabad, only this one child hears it. But this Shabad, this sound is so loud that scares this Manmukh because he never have heard while he was living in this body. So what? How Sadhguru ordered these agents of death? Sadhguru says, Shabad sune ਤਾਂ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਭਾਗੇ ਮਤ ਮਾਰੇ ਹਰ ਜੀਓ ਬੇਪਰਵਾਹ ਹੈ. So when you just stay away as far as you where you don't hear that Shabad. Now this story is so loud, the Manmukh is scared. What he does is that he sees people standing far away, and those people are these five messengers of death, the agents of death. And he thinks that let me go there and ask them. Maybe they can save me. He runs away from that Shabad, from Tur, because he did not recognize that voice of Vaheguru. And he runs towards those gems. And that's when they know that this Manmukh belongs to nobody. He's not somebody who knows Vaheguru. That's when they grab him. That's when Dharmarai ordered these messengers of death to take him away. And he tells them dishonored this guy, take him in in insulting way, you know, how you are insulted deliberately. That's when they grab him. Tutta nu furmaya, la challe pat gawai. He said, carry him away in dishonored and insulting way, because he doesn't know better. Now, Sangat ji, we only have 8 minutes left. We will continue learning about Manmukh's way of dying. What happens next in this Akath Katha, we will continue next Sunday. But let's do some simran so that we can keep our mind awake, so our mind doesn't sleep in Maya. So Sangatji, you all know the technique. Let's do Simran for few minutes. Let's start, Vaheguruji. Vah Guru, 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 Vah Guru. Go antargat. Do it with your mind. Now, Guru Pyareo, take your dhyan right in front of your forehead, just above the eyebrows. Now open your eyes just a little, about 5 to 10%, and look there. Now keep looking there and open your eyes halfway. Keep looking there and open your eyelashes all the way. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Guru Pyareo, whoever's listening, if you can put your own picture or photo as your DP, that way I know, and then you can change it back. That's fine. Next time when we do get together, and please, if you can, that way I know who's listening. That would help. So, till next time, Gurmat Pyareo, Almighty Vaheguru Sadguru Shri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj, please forgive me. I must have made tons and tons of mistakes. Guru Pyari, Guru Swari, Guru Rup Satsangat Ji, please forgive me. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.